What can I do for you? How we love to hear that line, no matter in what situation. What can I do for you? How can I help? Let me get that for you. My dad often reports after a trip to Festival Foods, "Oh, this wonderful young girl offered to carry my groceries out to my car for me." And I said, "Did the shopping cart have a flat tire, or don't we usually use those?" "Well, she was much cuter than the shopping cart." And so in the gospel, the very moment that Simon's mother-in-law is healed, she begins to wait on them. In Luke's gospel, the same incident, he uses the word, she begins to serve them. And the word in both gospels is diakonia, the diaconate, being a deacon. It's about serving in ministry. It's in a very real sense, according to the author of Mark's gospel, recognizing that Simon's mother-in-law is doing diaconal ministry. It's not about doing dishes. It's about sharing in the ministry of the church. And so this gospel suggests that the greatest illness in the family of faith is an unwillingness to serve, never offering to help in the ministry of the church, seeing membership in the church as a way to get something, coming to church to receive something. It is that illness that Jesus heals. The opposite of sickness, of course, is good health. And in disciples speak, it's generosity. Healthy disciples are generous servants, and the generosity springs always from a grateful heart. We are blessed in our parish community with hundreds and hundreds of generous, self-giving disciples. It's amazing to me. For those who were at the annual parish meeting, they were overwhelmed just by the numbers, not of programs and opportunities, but of volunteers in our parish community in so many different areas and in so many different ways. People were overwhelmed by the number of people who volunteer. The Bishop's Appeal is kicked off this weekend, and that is an opportunity for us to support ministry that goes beyond our parish, recognizing that we as one parish can't do it all for northeastern Wisconsin. We need help. And there are some things that can only really be mastered on the diocesan level. And that's what that's all about, to remind us that it goes beyond our experience in one parish family. And the general attitude that so many people have of, how can I help? And it can be in any way imaginable. Somebody's saying the other day, I'm good at painting. Do you need anything that needs to be painted around here? I love to care for flowers. Let me help out in the flower beds this summer. In so many different ways, people just saying, I have something I can do. There's a way that I can help. Let me do it. Let me have at it. I was visiting a lady in a nursing home the other day. She said to me, you know what the hardest part is about being here? It's not the food. It's not the not living in my own home anymore. I can't help out in the parish. I used to be at everything. I used to volunteer for everything, and I can't do it anymore. And it's so painful. And I contrast that marvelous attitude with a little kid the other day whom I approached and said, "Can you do me a favor?" And he said, "What'll you give me?" Well, I trust by the time he's 94 and at Shady Lane, his attitude will have grown just a little bit. Service, of course, should always be freely given. Sometimes people who volunteer, they might get a tip from somebody or a little gift or whatever, but diaconia is not a job. It's not something we do in order to get paid. It's a mission. It's a grace. It's an energy that just grips us. How can we help? What can I do? Let us then pray for healing, as Simon's mother-in-law's friends prayed for her healing. Let us pray for healing, that the Lord can cure any laziness or apathy or selfishness or unconcern that afflicts us. Or, in the words of this morning's gospel, to fire us up to wait on one another.